Great to have you here as always. Thank you for tuning in this Tuesday, July the 28th. We will, of course, have your daily COVID update as we did from our state and local leaders today. And we'll also talk with our McGoffin County High School head football coach today, who's still pinning some hopes on getting a season started after the most recent decisions handed down today by the Kentucky High School Athletic Association and the Seeds. The Seeds were making their way to many more than just 4 states, including Kentucky. And now we'll tell you what they believe is the source of those and reason behind those strange and unidentified, mysterious packets of seeds showing up in Kentucky and elsewhere. And your forecast, sure, there's always your forecast. We're seeing a little bit of a break in the action, as you can see behind us at this hour. Light action for the most part for most of the viewing area today, but that cooler trend is still going to continue for the next few days. That pattern of some showers back and forth in low 80s will be here 4 days. As a cold front is just going to pretty much park itself over Kentucky, the majority of it at least for the foreseeable future. I'll tell you about that and how we'll have a little bit of a lull in shower activity and then kind of pick it back up in a few days. But nowhere do daytime highs, with the exception of tomorrow, where we'll still be in the upper 80s. After that, get above 83 degrees at all. So that's coming in just a few moments. Right now, an update for you or an announcement. I know that it was thought that the McGoffin County Courthouse was going to be closed this Thursday. You may have heard that or seen that, and it was to be originally. However, that's no longer the plan. They are actually awaiting the large generator which will power the building and 911 once it is moved there as well. And they've been making the connections, waiting on the generator to arrive. It was to arrive and be here in time for an install on Thursday, which would have meant they would have had to cut power to the McGoffin County Courthouse and there, of course, closing all of the offices inside. However, due to something else you can blame on the pandemic, due to the pandemic slowing down manufactured transport or something, the generator is not going to be here in time, so the courthouse will remain open for the rest of this week on normal schedule. I'll let you an update whenever the generator does make it here finally and when they're able to make that install, but no closure right now this week at all for the McGoffin County Courthouse. The McGoffin County schools are still holding on to hopes and plans that they'll be able to open in some form or fashion, hopefully all, or combination thereof, in-person, virtual, and the like, on September the 8th. While we're just all waiting to see what the pandemic does between now and then and how that translates to school opening, there was a little bit of good news today for the sports program. Specifically, football is one that we'll focus on tonight. While the season has been pushed up some, or back if you will, at least there is a season that's been set, I don't want to say in stone, but at least on paper, per the Kentucky High School Athletic Association, who says that as of right now, practices in helmet only will be able to start on August the 24th, with a season beginning a few weeks thereafter, a shortened season nonetheless. Here's head coach Chris Gamble. Before the coach filled us in on the decisions made today by the KHSAA, we had a chance to talk about how practice has gone thus far for the past 6 weeks.
So far, it's turned out to be okay. We've been having to try to deal with the situation with COVID just like everyone. Basically, when we first started practicing, we were not allowed to basically do much at all other than conditioning. That lasted for 2 weeks. We wasn't allowed to have football, not use any type of pads, equipment, pushing sleds, nothing like that at all. Then we were a little bit of have more common type practices, where we could have a football, we could throw, things like that. But it's been really, really different than anything I've ever been a part of.
Football, you have the largest number of players per team, I guess, than any sport. Does that make it a little harder on you guys in order to be able to maintain your practice and your schedule and social distancing?
Yes. Yeah. Well, we've been trying to, at first, when we first started this season, we had to only have 10 people on the field at once or 10 people in the weight room at once. So that was kind of hard at first. And then after that period was over and the governor released that we could have 50 people in a particular group, then we had to deal with that, everyone being together. But so we still try to, at best that we can, kind of keep everyone away from everyone the best that we can.
So give me your assessment of today's announcements from the Kentucky High School Athletic Association. I mean, I know it's got a big asterisk beside it, but it's some good news.
Yeah, absolutely, it is good news. It's encouraging. At least we have a plan now, and it appears that the season we may get to start practicing with helmets August the 24th. I think the date is. So at that point, we basically usually go for a week or two in helmets or a certain particular amount of days, and then we can transition into pads and start, having full contact practices and things like that, trying to lead up to the season, starting hopefully September the 11th.
And we already know it's going to be a shortened season, correct?
Yeah. The season's going to be shortened. Starting out, it's going to be 3 games. Basically, we're losing the first 3 games of the season. However, there's a bye date that we have. I think it's week 5, I think, and also they're extending the season 1 week. So there's a possibility that we could add 2 more games and have a 9-game season.
How's your team? How your kids been doing through all this? How are they handling all this?
Well, quite honestly, it's been really good. I think the kids were so happy just to get to be around one another again. It's been hard for them. It's been something that I've just hated for them. Even with my own kids at home, I know they've been lonely and not being able to do certain things. So the atmosphere at the field has been great. We've really had a really good time with that.
A few other guidelines set by the KHSAA today that schools will only play other schools in Kentucky or an out-of-state county if it borders Kentucky to try to keep, of course, the spread of COVID-19 down. Also, competitions are going to be limited to 8 teams this year in team sports. Basketball tournaments, they're likely to cap that at 16 teams. And of course, these new guidelines today do apply to much more than football. They of course do apply to volleyball as well, but also cross country, hockey, and soccer, and a few other sports. Some of which, of course, McGoffin County does not have. I'll be right back. First, it was pennies, and now it's everything. Because of the pandemic, most banks haven't been able to order their weekly amount of coins for weeks. And without all of the fundraisers and activities going on, a lot of that change that would normally be in circulation isn't. So the Sayersville National Bank says now is a great time to help out and cash in. Bring your coins to either drive-through, or if you've got a lot, call ahead to give them to someone at the door and help your local businesses. And remember, you can pay all of your bills and practically do all of your banking on their mobile and online services, and all inside and lobby services are still available by appointment at Sayersville National Bank. All Pro understands that we are all just trying to make it through these most difficult of times, and they want you to know that they're here to help with any repairs or projects that you need done. Big or small, doesn't matter. They've got 0% financing for 18 months and long-term financing if you need it. If you need anything from a new gutter to a new house or a new garage, call All Pro Gutter Works and Construction, 349-9999. Come to Parkway Pharmacy in Sagersville and get your prescriptions filled, your over-the-counter medications, and immune system boosters, all from the safety and comfort of your own vehicle, either in their drive-thru or with their new curbside service. You can also call ahead or just download the MyGNP app, that's Good Neighbor Pharmacy, and refill and manage your prescriptions right from your device, helping you and yours stay healthy and safe. Parkway Pharmacy in Sagersville, 349-4400. The seasonal shop is open, and they're still doing curbside pickup, so you can call and place orders, and they'll still bring them out to you. And inside, you'll find all new merchandise throughout the entire store, all new spring and summer women's clothing from Charlie Page and Mud Pie, accessories, jewelry, shoes, and bags too, casual outfits for everyday or special occasion outfits and dresses. And if you've been home a lot and really want to freshen up your decor, they have so much to choose from, and they're happy to give you any fresh ideas that you might need. And just in, a large selection of Simply Southern and Candleberry at Fraser's Prater Drugs seasonal shop in downtown Sagersville. So yesterday, Kentucky's Agriculture Commissioner Ryan Quarles was one of several, at least 4 state agriculture commissioners who are issuing a warning over the strange and mysterious and unidentified seeds, packets of seeds, which were showing up in mailboxes all across Kentucky, or at least parts of, and in several other states. Turns out they were actually showing up in well over half of the nation, and it turns out that at least right now they believe it was similar to an already existing type of scam, if you will, related to getting a good review.
It is incredibly important that if you receive a package of foreign or unfamiliar seeds, you report it immediately to the Kentucky Department of Agriculture.
And as Quarles added yesterday, do not open them, do not plant them, wash your hands and dispose of them properly and report them. Today, however, right now, everyone is leaning towards this being a case of brushing. Now, brushing is a tactic that is used by someone who is selling something to try to improve their product ratings and reviews and then get more visibility, if you will, in their shopping space online by just literally mailing out there arbitrarily these, most of the time, inexpensive products for obvious reasons to people who didn't order them and then faking reviews on their behalf on whatever marketplace that they use, saying that they're wonderful and they receive them on time and just whatever they want to say to kind of boost their sales. And right now, that's kind of where they're leaning with this. These all appear to have been shipped by the China state-owned postal service. A variety of different seeds, not all the same, but packages of several packets of seeds, which still could be something out of the norm and something that could, of course, be detrimental or harmful to Kentucky's agriculture. So still don't plant them, but right now, nothing major to fear. Your local and state COVID-19 update in just a few moments. Not a whole lot going on tonight's community calendar, but there's always something going on. It's always, as well, brought to you by McGoffin Farm Bureau. Yeah, one last reminder for these 2 announcements. I think everyone should be well aware by now that the Sagersville Grade School is now undergoing kindergarten registration. Call 349-3411 if you have any questions. And at the McGoffin County Farmers Market's open every Tuesday and Thursday, 3 to 6 at the Extension Office, which is their temporary location this year because of getting ready to construct their permanent structure on West Maple Street, where the Farmers Market has been, of course, for the past few years. And, of course, you know it. I say it nightly. This is how you get announcements, just like these on the program. Turning to nightly obituaries brought to you by the McGoffin County Funeral Home, I had to learn of the passing of my neighbor earlier today, neighbor Charles Puckett, who passed away at the age of 85 on yesterday's date, the son of the late Jim and Maxie Cook Puckett. He survived by his wife, Joan Viola White Puckett, son Charles Puckett, daughters Edith Likens, Connie Puckett, Melissa Arnott, and brothers George, Lester, Earl, Jim, Philip, and John Puckett, and sisters Dorothy Conley, Shirley Brown, Frances Puckett, Kathy Lane, as well as 9 grandkids, 17 great-grandkids, 1 great-great-grandchild, and also 1 on the way. Funeral services for Charles Puckett, who was always good for a smile and a wave every time he drove down Dixie Avenue, will be held here in Sagersville, of course. They will be held this week on Friday at 1 o'clock from the New Bethel Assembly of God Church on Burning Fork. The family will welcome friends Thursday afternoon and any time prior to services at the church. The Sagersville Funeral Home is in charge of arrangements. 24-year-old Mercedes Whitaker Stevens of Sagersville, wife of Charles Stevens, passed away yesterday at her home, the daughter of Shane and Tracy Helton Whitaker. Arrangements still being made in Miss Mercedes' honor at this hour, to be announced soon by the Magoffin County Funeral Home. And 74-year-old Jim Fletcher of Sagersville passed away on Monday. Arrangements, I'm told, also being made at this hour and to be announced soon by the Magoffin County Funeral Home.
We let out a Kingsport in the middle of the night. We was playing country music, treating people right. When the amplifiers are cooled down, the guitars put away. I put that Vic in the hammer lane, and this is what I'll say. Well, that road is long, and my eyes are wide. Playing country music, treating people right.
Car accidents don't stop. Accidents at work don't stop. Disability and SSI cases don't stop. Your legal needs and concerns don't stop for the coronavirus, and neither does McFarland and Tinker. They are open, able to schedule appointments per CDC guidelines, and always available for telephone and video conferences. Please, be safe, be smart, stay home, and don't let your legal needs fall victim to the pandemic. Call McFarland and Tinker and let them take care of them for you. Oh, it's what a lot of you have been waiting for. They're back, but only for a limited time. Loaded potato wedges at your Sagersville Lee's famous recipe. That's right, our famous hand-cut homemade potato wedges smothered in cheddar cheese, real crispy bacon, topped with either sour cream or ranch, your choice. And they're still only $2.49 with tax. Get them while you can at your Sagersville Lee's. Tire in Staffordsville is now a proud partner of Rough Country for all of your suspension and lift kit applications. And you can always go to conleytire.net to get the latest offers. Like right now, $100 when you buy a set of Mickey Thompsons, $100 on a set of Continentals, and many, many more summer deals, including $35 computer diagnostics. That's Conley Tire in Staffordsville, 297-2424. Summer heat and no AC make for a miserable drive. But don't sweat it. Call Black Smoke Performance in Sagersville for inspection, diagnostics, and repair by qualified technicians with the latest technology and equipment. Don't suffer in the summer heat. Get your air conditioning fixed today at Black Smoke Performance. Now for our nightly COVID-19 update, we'll begin on the local level, where I confirmed through Magoffin County Health Department officials just a few moments ago that they have reported one more case, bringing us to a total of 17 cases of COVID-19 in Magoffin County. This case reported today is said to be in a patient who is symptomatic and who is managing their care and isolating at home. We currently have 17 positive cases, 10 which are currently isolated right now, 7 which have recovered to date. And as I referred to on last night's program, one of those which is still isolating is that of My Lacey, who tested positive last week, who is still doing very well and is nearly asymptomatic after feeling bad for a few days. And so far, all of the remainder of us who have been quarantined as a result are still negative as well. Glad to report. As Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear again today reminded everyone of the 4 steps, adding another in regards to those that he has taken this week to try to slow the spread of the coronavirus. He preempted today's numbers with some other most recent and pertinent facts, saying that Florida now, as they have had for days, has the most cases of any state, and also Florida recording a record number of deaths for a single day at 186 yesterday, bringing Florida's death toll to over 6,000. In Texas, he said, Texans are dying at a rate of 1 person every 6 minutes and 16 seconds per the coronavirus. Tennessee, he says, logging 2,500 cases just today. Oklahoma, which is a smaller populated state than Kentucky, over 1,000 cases every day for the last 3 days. With the governor pointing out, as have been all week long, White House officials with the Corona Task Force, that Kentucky is at today where those other states were that I just referred to just a few days or several days ago. He reminded everyone of the 4 steps that he is taking for Kentuckians. Also, all of those recommended by the White House, as well as he issued yesterday the statewide mandate of the mask, which we've had for quite some time. Non-commercial gatherings, social gatherings, to now be no larger than 10 individuals. Restaurants operating at 25% or under capacity. Bars to be closed for the next 2 weeks. With the governor saying that as of right now, it's just been a few days, but there appears to be at least a chance that we're already seeing some impact from the statewide mandate of wearing facial coverings.
So today's update is well, 2 weeks ago would be something that we wouldn't want to see, but it at least gives us hope that we may be seeing a new plateau or stabilization. It is too early to come to that conclusion, but today we're reporting 532 new cases of COVID-19. I believe yesterday was 522. Certainly the last 10 days, that is below our average, and what we have seen in the last 10 days is you'll have a lower number, you'll have a couple days of something else, and then you'll have that large number. 532 cases, again, not where we want to be, but it's out of 10,325 tests, which means our positivity rate is now 5.08%. First time it's gone down in 4 days. Again, too early to draw conclusions, but I hope, I'll just say it, I hope that this is us starting to see, because the time period is right, where the facial covering requirement is starting to kick in and help. Our number of Kentuckians hospitalized and in the ICU is also down a little, though sometimes the ICU number is down because we've lost people. We have 584 people currently hospitalized for the coronavirus. We have 115 in the ICU, and we have 7,470 at least that have recovered. We now have 28,126 total cases, of which 1,470 are probable.
The governor also said we have an adjusted 5.08 positivity rating today, which is down just slightly from yesterday. Good news, but still too high. Of those 532 cases today, 21 were children under the age of 5. He also said that we have now lost 719 Kentuckians with the 10 deaths that were announced today, which ranged in age from 37 all the way to 73, 74, 80, 83, 86 to 101. He also, in addition to those 4 steps that he reported yesterday, issued another step, if you will, asking and pleading with everyone just not to travel, where positivity rates in Alabama are at 18%, Georgia 15%, South Carolina 15.7%, Florida at 18.7%, pleading with everyone to stay home, cancel those vacation plans, and stay somewhere here safe in Kentucky during that time. He also announced that another 77 residents of long-term care facilities and 31 staff members have tested positive, 9 residents dying, and 3 new facilities added to the list of positive cases. In other COVID-19 news, Dr. Deborah Birx, who is the White House advisor with the White House Corona Task Force, said yesterday evening, as we heard, the governor referred to, that Tennessee should close bars and limit indoor seating as well, to try to prevent the ongoing escalation of COVID-19 cases in that state and require all residents to wear masks. But it was just as soon as she gave that statement that the governor of Tennessee, Bill Lee, says that he's not going to do it. Says he has no plans to follow through with that recommendation. He's not closing bars or going to issue any restrictions on restaurants or give any of the mayors the authority to do so as well. Lee, as we understand, per state law, actually has control over essentially all of the 95 county health departments, all but 6, I believe. Dr. Burks is saying that Tennessee is right on the edge of being where other southern states were when they started to fall off the edge, if you will. The virus has spread among asymptomatic young people in rural areas of other states, like we've been speaking about and spoke of earlier, and it now threatens to reach new levels of infection in Tennessee as well. She says that, quote, is at this very moment where we could change that trajectory of the epidemic before it goes into full logarithmic spread if Tennessee were to follow those guidelines, which again the governor says he is not. This comes as the U.S. total number of cases hit 4.2 million yesterday, the 5th straight day of 1,000 people dying in the United States each and every day from the coronavirus. There are now 16.3 million people who have been infected with COVID-19 around the globe, according to Johns Hopkins, and nearly 650,000 people have died as a result. The United States still has the highest number of deaths at 146, just a few under 147,000. China, where the illness first was reported last year, has 86,000 compared to that of Kentucky. After adding more than 200 cases over the weekend, that's 86,000 cases. They have 4,600 fatalities. And here's what's happening weather-wise per your Licking Valley RACC Outlook. Looking out right now over my shoulder, I've got another monitor there that shows me what I'm looking at behind me, or you're looking at behind me. We've seen a bit of break in the action. We're going to see breaks in the action. We're going to see partly sunny. We're going to see mostly cloudy skies, sometimes from one moment to the next. A cold front parked out over Kentucky and the eastern part of the state. It's going to put us in that pattern for the next several days. And along with that, after tomorrow, temperatures will hang around for quite some time in the low 80s. Here's how your forecast shakes out for tonight and the rest of the outlook period. A 50% chance of showers and thunderstorms this afternoon is falling down to about a 30%, mainly before 9. Partly cloudy skies and a low of 64. Not too bad out there this evening. And as you see outside, or just saw outside, still some blue and white skies, but nothing on the radar as of right now at this time. Very few scattered showers throughout the area for the remainder of this evening, with a light southwest wind. Tomorrow is going to be a pretty nice day in the neighborhood. Another warm one, though. 88 degrees tomorrow. Partly sunny skies for your Wednesday. You can also factor in about a 30% chance of showers or storms, mainly in the afternoon after 2. So another warm one tomorrow. Once again, highs in the upper 80s and a 30% chance of showers lingering into tomorrow night. Tomorrow night, though, is when the next change comes, the next front comes, and with that, clouds will increase. And by Thursday, shower and thunderstorm chances there'll be a likelihood at 70%. And with all those clouds and this cold front, that's the first day of the next several with low 80s in store at 83 degrees on your Thursday. Shower and storm chances. We could see some heavy rainfall at times out of this. Some folks maybe not. Some folks maybe. We'll talk more about it tomorrow and maybe have a little better of an idea as to who can see what and how much, but mostly cloudy, showers and storms, and low 80s, around 83 set for your Thursday, lower 80s set for your Friday. And like I said, that cold front's not in a hurry to get out of here, and as such, we'll sit right around 81 degrees with mostly cloudy skies, and another day with shower chances right around 70%, maybe some more thunderstorms as well. Those 2 days could put down some significant rainfall. Again, we'll talk more about it later. And look at that run. 81 to 83 degrees for Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. That's right. Partly sunny skies on your Saturday. 50% chance of showers. 83 and partly sunny on your Sunday. Mostly sunny and 50% chance of showers. Monday, 81, partly sunny and a 40% chance. Tuesday, still 82-ish. Mostly sunny and a 30% chance of showers and storms. That pattern might even roll on a little bit more. That's it. Good Tuesday. Thank you for being here. We'll see you back here tomorrow night.